All right. Welcome, everybody, to this week's Jack of No Trades. We got a sweet broadcast for you today with the best audio setup anyone could ask for. Tay, what's up, bud?
Hey, man. I'm doing good. This is kind of ghetto. We decided Jack of No Trades needed a woman's touch. So we brought a woman for you guys.
Yes, the first female ever on the show.
It's a landmark for
Wren,
us.
welcome.
Thank you. Happy to be here. I felt honored. I didn't realize I was the first.
We are very sexist here at Jack of No Trades, so we tried avoiding women as long as possible, but we just hit a point where we couldn't do it any longer.
Right. Okay. Well, good.
That's exactly right.
So thank you for diversifying us in this PC world that we have.
Sure.
We feel much better about ourselves.
Glad to help.
Glad to have you. Well, you guys, let's just talk about the elephant in the room. Dating. Dating is shit. And the whole world knows it, and they've just been waiting for a podcast where we could talk about why it sucks.
That's right. They've been asking for this for a long time, probably since the beginning of time.
Taylor, I'm going to ask you a question real quick.
I have an answer.
Tell me the feeling, the most overwhelming feeling you get when I say dating. What do you feel?
Probably just unease.
Ooh,
Yeah, like
rough.
I just think, dating's the worst. And the reason dating's the worst for me is because I get tired of people really fast.
You're not exactly what we'd call a people person.
I'm not
Is that
really
what
a
you're saying?
people person. Not at all. I mean, when I know a girl's solid, it's because I can spend more than 2 hours with her without being completely sick of her. So it's a big thing for me.
That's why this podcast isn't longer than 30 minutes.
Exactly.
He gets sick of his own voice within 30 minutes.
do.
But we know that's not true. That's not true. Taylor loves his own voice.
I never get sick of my own voice.
So, Red, what about you? Same question.
Oh, just my general feeling towards dating.
Yeah, you hear dating, what comes to mind? What comes to your heart?
It's just kind of this not even I can't even vocalize it into words and coherent sentences. It's just like, why? No, let's not.
It sounds.
That's how I feel.
It sounds like indifference.
Yeah,
almost.
it's kind of indifference at this point. I don't know. Sometimes, I mean, dating can be good, but it's just exhausting. It's a lot of effort for not much reward so far. So.
Wow. So I was under the impression that girls just get to enjoy men coming into their lives, thinking they're great, and spending money on them. Is that not the case for you? Is that not how dating goes?
No, it's not. Okay, to be fair, yeah, I do look at, like, if a guy asks me out and I'm really not even feeling it, I'm like, my thought is, okay, well, at least I'm getting a free meal out of this. That's,
Thank you.
See, I was about to call bullshit on that.
However, we can talk about some stuff. We'll get there. But
Girls love free stuff. And that's what dating
like free
is.
Food. I like food. I won't turn down free food. I obviously don't look like the type of girl that skips a meal. So,
This is a podcast, Ren. Nobody knows what you look
okay.
like.
Okay.
You should just... I'll describe her Malcolm Gladwell style. Should I do that?
Oh, I've always wanted a Malcolm Gladwell description of myself. I just want to hear what he would call me. Please, I want to hear this.
Wren is African American. She's 6'3". She's 275 pounds.
Oh, close.
Kind of close.
But for real though, are we all sexist? Because when I hear someone's voice, I automatically put, "Oh, they're white. Oh, they're definitely
Is that
black."
I don't think sexist is the word. I think it's.
Oh, excuse me, racist. Racist. Excuse me. Oh gosh, racist. Yes, I'm both sexist and racist. And then when I find out they're actually something that I didn't expect, it's like kind of jarring almost.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh. So yeah, so we're expecting a giant African American woman
That's me.
in Wren. If you see her on the street, you probably saw Wren.
I'm just kidding. She's actually white.
Well, let's get to the beef of why dating can be so frustrating. And I'm going to start, and I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to say it right now. This is controversial as shit, but I'm going to say it. We are very confused with our genders and what genders should do in this country right now.
Okay.
We are gender confused in America and how we date. Wrong or right?
Are you trying to tap into some tranny type stuff? Or are you just speaking in terms of men not knowing how they should act and women not knowing how they should respond in the world of dating?
More the second, but if you want to go with the first,
Let's talk about
you're
that
allowed.
for a second. No, I'm just kidding. We don't need to go there.
I think we need to go there. I mean, this is the real question. Do we determine our own gender?
No, I wasn't going there.
We
Where you
don't
going,
need to
Taylor?
go there, Taylor.
I'm just saying,
That's not where
is
we're
gender
headed.
a choice?
Do we need to get into this? This is supposed to be a lighthearted.
No.
Let's
Okay,
talk
no.
about dating.
Okay,
and now
okay.
Gosh.
you want to develop some haters right now?
No. There's no such... If you...
He already made Taken 4. He can't get any more haters.
It's probably true. I got so much hate for that.
No, the second. What men and women don't know how to approach dating anymore. Because before, in the olden days, men decided to court women. It was a formal process. As a man, I would go to a woman and say, I would like to date you. I would take you out. I would pay for things. You would say thank you and curtsy, and I put my jacket over puddles, and you would walk on it for some reason. I don't know why you wouldn't walk around. That's how it used to be done.
It sounds like a 60s
Today,
Yeah.
okay, but that's how it used to be. Now, where are we at today? Why is it so confusing?
I don't think it's so much a gender issue as it is just a society thing. Because I think it's fine for girls to ask boys out on dates. I don't think there's a problem with it. I just think it's general manners and a sense of respecting each other. And I think the problem now is that we do this hangout thing. Like society has made it,
Ooh.
let's hang out. And it's like, no, there does need to be some separation of whether we are dating or whether we're hanging out. Because those are two very different things.
I think America has castrated men.
Here we go.
I'm telling you, there's not a lot of strong, traditional men in our society anymore. And when they are strong and traditional, we mock them. I mean, think about men in television and movies. I mean, like even like dads, for example. Like, men just, they're not the same anymore. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
We're
Well,
not-
or they're also
but-
just looked at as stupid. Like, it used to be like you were scared for your dad to come home from work because he was big and respected, and your mom was like, respect your father, he works hard. And now it's like the dad in every TV show is like, what a douchebag. Like, that's
Yeah.
how he's portrayed. It's just this idiot.
Yeah.
The goofy
Yeah.
idiot, right? That just doesn't know what's going on. Oh, absolutely. But in some ways, see, like, having it be kind of ambiguous who does what, you would think it would be easier.
Yeah.
But it's actually, I would contend it's more confusing. Because some girls don't want to be approached. They want to say, no, I will choose who I go out with. I'll ask you if I want to be asked out. While others are like waiting and they're like, why don't you ask me out? So it leaves guys feeling like, well, what the frick am I supposed to do? Which could be confusing. I love how you said the thing about hanging out. Because here's my thoughts on hanging out. Hanging out avoids all the pressure of evaluating yourself as a person. On a one-on-one date, you have to kind of put yourself into the fire and see what you're bringing to the table. In a hangout situation, you can just be like, whatever, I'm just part of the party. You know, you don't really have to do anything.
Right.
I don't know. Hanging out's just kind of the way of just getting by anything. If you don't want to really get to know someone, you're just like, yeah, if I want to, I'll talk. But if I don't, I'm going to bail.
Yeah.
So, see ya.
It's a good way to feel people out.
Yeah. Well, and people, like, older people, they're like, hanging out was not a thing. You were either, if you were hanging out with someone, you were dating. So you were either dating or you if you weren't interested in each other, you didn't spend time together. You didn't hang out with people like that. So I think that's a problem, is that's an acceptable form of dating. We're sort of dating. We're hanging out. And it's like, no, like, are you? Because then it leaves even the people in that relationship of hanging out not knowing what they're really doing.
That's true. So here's the real question. Does our generation want to date?
I don't think so.
I don't
honestly.
think so.
Isn't that kind of the issue? Is that we kind of are like, oh, our parents dated and we think we should date, but now people are just done. I'm married, so I'm out of the dating game. I
Yeah,
can do whatever the
gosh.
frick I want and talk about now. But you guys are stuck dating. So what do you think? I just think people are tired of it.
You
Or at least
feel like
society
such
as a
the dad
whole.
of this little podcast.
I
You
am.
are. It's
I am
funny.
so condescending. I'm up on a pedestal talking down to you younglings.
You've made many a mistake in your day, so
Oh,
you can
gosh.
get off your high horse, sir. I I think that the way that society is headed, that people don't know how to communicate. I think that's the biggest problem. I think that people want to date and want to be with other people, but they just don't know how to communicate properly anymore.
And just how to be vulnerable. Like they just won't do it. Won't just put it out there because that's too scary or hard. I don't know why, because I mean, obviously they did it before, generations before. But why our generation has such a hard time with that? We have to be hard and just we have to not care. We have to be like, no, I don't. I don't even care if it works out or whatever. I don't know. There's just
because we've realized that getting our heart ripped out sucks, and so we just so try to avoid that entirely with the way we date.
Dang. This is getting deep.
waxing poetic, yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez. You guys are, man. So I guess, I don't know. Today's society is just so weird because we want relationships, but we're, at the same time, we are so distant from each other. I think about social media. And I think social media is the biggest reason why dating sucks now. Like, more than any reason is because, like, back in the day, even when I was dating, when I had to walk uphill both ways in the snow to school, you just had like texting, right? And so you text people and, go out, whatever. Now there's like how many different forms of social media. So you can see what someone's doing at all times, basically. If they're not on Snapchat, they're on Instagram. If they're not on Instagram, they're on Facebook. And so if you text somebody or call somebody and ask them out and they don't respond, but then they just start posting like crazy on Instagram. You're like, what the frick?
Yes.
I know you're on your phone. I know you saw my text message.
That's the worst.
The iMessage said read, and you did not respond. It just leaves you feeling, just like you guys said, vulnerable. Mm-hmm. You feel stupid. And you're like, what the hell am I even doing? Why do I even bother?
Well,
so I don't blame anybody for not dating anymore.
I also think another problem with there being social media is that before, if you liked a person and you wanted to get to know them, you had to make an effort to get to know them. Now, in the day and age of social media, you can find out everything you need to know about a person on their, everything they like, everything they don't like, and then you meet them and you're like, well, what are we talking about?
We already know everything about each other.
Just if you like looking at them in person, I guess. I don't know.
Do you guys think it's weird how like different communications through different social media outlets have different meanings? Like a Snapchat has a different meaning than a text message, and a Facebook private message has a different meaning than a phone call. Like, how like it's kind of weird. It's like you can communicate with people with all these different ways, and it's hard to interpret what that interaction means.
Oh, I like that. Okay, let's do a speed round with Wren, right? This will be fun. All right. A boy calls you on the phone that you just met. What's your immediate response to that? Are you excited? Are you feeling like he's, what's the word? He's like interrupting you or being too pushy? Like, what are you feeling if he calls you?
I like it, honestly. But I can also tell you that I'm one of the few girls that does like that, because I've talked to other girls and they're like, no, why would you text me that shit? What are you doing? Why would you call me? Like, are you on fire? Okay, then don't call me. No, but I personally like it. But I will say that I do sometimes, I'll let it go to voicemail and then I'll call them back because I want to have the power.
It's messed up.
No, I am the type of person now, and I get scared if someone calls me on the phone. I'm like, oh shit. Oh gosh. And I look around both ways. I'm like, what now? What now? Okay. All right. What about a text? If someone asks you out through a text, is that no bueno?
I don't prefer it, but like I said, now like in this generation, that's just kind of how it is. So you have to roll with the punches and accept it. I definitely would prefer that a boy call me and ask me on a date, but I mean, it's just how our society is now, so it's something you have to accept. I do have to say that boys, like, it's going back to that hangout thing. If you say, do you want to hang out tonight? That is not the same thing as saying, hey, can I take you out? Or will you go out on a date with me? So if the boy does text me to ask me out, he does have to make it clear that he's asking me out on a date.
Understood. I know Taylor has a sweet story about asking a girl out via text.
Ooh.
Do you remember the story I'm talking about, Tay?
I remember. It was my first date.
Yes.
I heard this one.
This is amazing.
I learned the hard way, ladies and gentlemen, that you never ask out a lady through a text message. So this is 16-year-old Taylor. He's a little skinnier. He's a little shorter. He's got even less confidence than he does now. And he sees this girl at school. For the sake of keeping names anonymous, we'll say her name's Gina.
I thought you said you wanted to keep it anonymous.
It is. I didn't ask out a girl named Gina.
Shut up, Ben.
That's true.
So I
Gina.
see this girl at school. And at this time, I work at a movie theater. So I get free movies. So I'm like, hey, that's a great dating opportunity. Save some Benjamins, you know what I'm saying?
Be as cheap as humanly possible.
I'm a fruit.
Dude, you're a piece of shit.
Hey, you gotta use whatever God
You
gave
can be
you.
resourceful. It's okay.
So
You're the guy that doesn't tip, probably.
Oh.
I tip.
Anyway,
I
keep
tip.
going. Keep going.
Anyway, I see this girl. I think she's pretty cute. And that movie, I think it was Killers with Ashton Kutcher.
Oh.
Anyone see that?
that was
movie's-
the worst.
It sucked. But anyway.
If you saw it, you forgot it. I can guarantee
Yeah,
you. Keep going.
that's the movie we went to. So I'm like, all right, I'm too scared to call her, so I'll text her. We're kids, it's fine. So I go, hey, you want to go to a movie with me tomorrow night? And she's like, yeah! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! So I'm like, cool. I'll pick you up at 7 or whatever. And so I'm excited. I'm nervous. I've got my nicest jeans and polo shirt on. I'm just really trying to impress this girl. I drive over in my mother's minivan.
You didn't wear your swishy
I
pants?
didn't
to
have
the
my
date?
swishy pants
Oh my gosh.
on this particular date. And I get to her door, and I knock on the door, and she comes out, and her friend is coming too. And I'm like,
Gina 2.0.
Gina 2.0. And I'm like, what the hell? And so I'm like,
Dude, this is when you say you scored if you got 2 girls on one date. Especially if you don't have
Yeah,
to
you
pay.
should have just flanked one on your left, one on your right, and rolled with those bitches.
well, this is one of those.
That's
This is
right.
one of those things
Yes.
where you go with 2 girls, but the 2 girls talk to each other, and you're kind of on the outside. So it's kind of like you're tagging
Oh,
along
you got
with them.
edged out of the
and
three-way.
they just-
They just
it wasn't kind of hot
push
at all.
you
And
off.
they just wanted a free movie. So
Oh, you got
You
fricked
should
over,
have
dude.
you should
Sorry.
have got your ticket and then just been like, well, meet you guys inside and then buy their own.
But guys, this has happened to me several times. This has happened to me at least 5 times.
Did you make it clear? This goes back to what I said. Did you make it clear that you were asking her on a date, or were you like, hey,
So
a
afterwards,
group of people are getting together to go see a movie. You want to go?
afterwards, I talked to her and I was like, you know, I was asking you on a date. This wasn't like a hangout thing. And she's like, well, you should have called me.
Motherfucker. Oh, man.
So I have.
Didn't they chew you out, too?
Yeah, they
about
chew me out,
how
like,
you didn't
that's-
know what the hell you're
Yeah,
doing?
you don't know what you're doing. You picked me up in a minivan. You texted me.
Did she want you to rent a Benz to take her to the movie?
This girl did. I think she's still single, so
Oh my
you know,
gosh.
forget her. But
She's not listening to the podcast. Screw
yeah,
her.
seriously, to hell with her.
Rick, I know that left you real scarred.
It
You were
did.
real nervous.
I was real
Talking
scared
to
of
girls
girls
after
after that because they were so mean to me.
I would be pissed if 2 girls that I just took to the movies berated me for not knowing how to ask them out to the movies. I'd been like, you know what? Go to hell. Go watch your own damn movie, driving your own damn car to the movie theater. I don't give a frick about you or all these other bitches out there. Mic drop, walk away. But after you drop them off at like a town that's way far from their house, like you're like, we're gonna get ice cream though, just to make things cool, and then just leave them.
So do the blow up, then say, hey, but we'll get ice cream.
That's right. You gotta keep things light though. You know, you gotta bring it back. Like, I was just messing. Come on, let's get ice cream.
Oh my god.
Hey, it's the dentist system, right?
That's the dentist system. That's right.
For all of you Always Sunny
Demonstrate your value. Oh gosh, that's a rough date. Ren, have you been on a bad
Oh my
date
gosh.
before?
Okay, you guys, you really want to hear the worst.
I want to hear
We're
the
ready.
word.
Okay.
Don't hold any punches.
All right, buckle in. It's gonna be quite a ride. This is also like it has an element of darkness to it too, so just be prepared. Okay.
Uh-oh.
We're not afraid to get dark on
Okay.
Jack and No Trades.
All right.
I'm worried how dark though.
It's a little dark. Okay, so I have to start by stating that this kid was black. Now, I'm not saying that means anything, but he was.
Is this why it's
So
dark?
why leave it out? Ben, shut up.
Zing it.
Okay, I'm not saying that means anything, but he was. So why leave it out of the story? Okay, so.
We don't see race in Jack and No Trades. Don't
Oh,
worry.
just wait. Okay, so he asked me out in person. We'd met a couple times before, just briefly, and then he asked me out in person, just very like quick and to the point. Are you seeing anyone? No. Okay, can I take you on a date? And I was like, oh my gosh, an adult human interaction with another person. This is wonderful. Like I was really impressed initially that he just came up to me in person, asked me out. So he says we're gonna do dinner and a movie. So throughout the week we're kind of planning this date, and he calls me. And he's like, okay, so let's meet up here. And I was like, well, I feel like since you asked me on the date, you should probably pick me up. I'm not going to meet you somewhere. And he was like, oh, yeah, of course. I don't know why I didn't even, I'm so sorry. I didn't even think about that. And
True that.
yeah, and normally I'm not that sassy, but I was for some reason with this one. So
You're a sassy
you're
person.
sassy.
That's,
Okay,
yeah,
fine.
frick. Don't lie. We know.
okay, so it gets even closer to the date, and like an hour before he calls me, and he's like, okay, so let's meet at the front runner station, the train station. Okay, so okay.
It's okay.
What point I'm trying to get across is that we live 15 minutes. We both live in the same town, and to go to the train station is 15 minutes away in the wrong direction. So I'm thinking, why is he doing? Like, why would I do that? And so he's like, well, I took the train to work today, and then my cousin borrowed my car. And I said, so you need a ride home, is what you're telling me. He's like, well, no, like, I have a car. I just, my cousin borrowed it. And I'm like, okay, well, why didn't you tell your cousin you had a date? He's like, well, because he takes it to play basketball, and then he would have told my aunt would have told my mom. It would have been this big disaster. And I'm like, is it your car? He's like, well, yeah, it's 100% mine. I'm like, then who cares? Why didn't you freaking tell your stupid cousin you had a date? So I'm super irritated, whatever. I go and pick him up, and he's like, okay, we're going to go to Christmas Village. It's this little thing of Christmas lights downtown. And I'm like, you told me dinner and a movie. I didn't prepare to go walk around in January in the freezing cold for however long. Like, no, I don't want to do that. So
Calling an audible. I love it.
so we go to it though, and he walk for maybe 2 minutes, and he's trying to hold my hand. He's like, I'll keep you warm. And I'm like, no, I'm not having this. Let's bounce. And I'm driving, so I'm like, I'm in control. Beat it. Okay. So we go, and he's directing me to what I think is the restaurant. We get back in the car. Oh, and I have to explain here. He hasn't asked me a single question about myself up to this point. Like, he knows my first name. That is it. Meanwhile, I know his entire life story. Okay, and I'm even trying to help him out. Yeah, I'm even trying to help him out, like giving him those scenarios, like, or asking him questions where his natural response would be like, "Oh, I like this. What about you?" But no, he's not doing any of that. So, he's directing me to what I think's the restaurant, and as we get closer and closer back, we get back to the dorms at the school, okay? And I'm like, this kid is going to make me a cup of noodle for dinner, and we're going to watch something, like, what the hell is going on? So, anyway, we get back, and in these dorms, they have common areas out in the hallways where you could, like, little rec areas where you can watch TVs, and there's the couch and whatever. So we watched something out there, and I'm still starving. At this point, I would take top ramen. Like, I'm like, whatever. Like, we'll do that in the communal area. I'm just really hungry, but starving.
Guys, pro tip. Feed girls on dates.
For real.
They'll love it way more than you. They'll be happier. Everything will be better if you feed them. That's all I'm saying. Okay, sorry. Keep going.
Okay, so we're watching this movie. He's trying to hold my hand, pulling me in, and I'm just, like, stiff-arming it. Just like, no, like, what? I don't want... And he's literally just pulling me in, and I'm just, like, just stiff as can be. Anyway, he's trying to hold my hands, and I usually wear these rings, these 3 rings that are my dad's initials, okay? So he is trying to hold my hand, and he sees these, and this is the first question he's asked me about myself, but he asked me what the rings are about. So my dad passed away a couple years ago, and so these are just his initials. It's just something I wear. I explained this to him really briefly. Don't get into deep detail, but just a quick little, yeah, that's what happened, blah, blah, blah. And what he says is, he goes, oh, I'm so sorry. Well, I know this isn't the same thing, but I'm not close with my parents. And I said, yeah, that's not the same thing. At this point, I was so over it that I was so completely rude to him. So I was like, cool, I guess we're going to talk about you some more. Why aren't you close with your parents? And he goes, I shit you not. Okay, he goes, well, they didn't tell me I was adopted. Which prompted me to say, but they're white. And he said, okay, said, well, growing up, I just didn't see color. And I said, that's real poetic, Hemingway. But you're telling me that in all of your years of life, you didn't, like, stick your forearm out, look down, and look up at your mom, and look back down and think one of these things is not like the other? Like, you seriously? How long did this? Yeah. And so I asked him, I'm like, when did you find out? He goes, last year.
When did he find out? When did he find out he was adopted, or that he's a total dumbass piece of shit?
Exactly. So I'm like, you went your entire childhood. It didn't dawn on you until you reached your adult portion of life that your parents are not your biological parents. So I'm like, this kid is either a pathological liar or the dumbest person I've ever met, or both.
I think it's the
and
second.
So, yeah, and so at that point, I was just like, well, that's so similar to my dead dad. Have a good night. I got up and left.
I'm hella colorblind, and I can tell the difference between a black person and a white person.
Right? Oh my gosh. So yeah, that was the worst for sure. I've had a couple that come close, but yeah, it was, oh my gosh. And then he called me in the coming weeks and was like, oh, so he also, like, the whole time when he's talking about himself, he's like, oh, I'm in the military and I wear this, like, 200-pound backpack. You should feel it. It's so heavy. It's crazy.
Oh my
like,
gosh.
So then he calls me and he's
That's
like,
like bringing a guitar to a date. Oh my
right?
gosh.
And he leaves a message and he's like, Wren, I don't know if I did anything wrong, but I want to make things right before I go out to Guam for basic training because I'm in the military and I carry a really heavy bag. Talked about himself for another 5 minutes in the voicemail. And I was just like, I can't even. If I see this kid, I would hit him. If I ever saw him again in person, I'd punch him in the face. So, yeah, that's my worst date story.
That's brutal, and it is amplified by the freezing winter you endured.
Right?
Winter dates basically are way shittier, so that's rough. Oh my gosh, that guy sounds like a real gem.
It's just the complete unawareness, just the complete. I don't even know how to describe it. He just
zero self-awareness. Just like completely
that's what
unaware.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, Wren. You had to go on a date like that.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's unfortunate. What do you guys want to hear? One of my worst date stories?
Oh, I'd love to.
I'd love to.
Oh gosh, I'm gonna be brief. And since you guys have basically just told the side of like some idiot that just sucked, or like Taylor, you just don't know how to use your phone correctly.
You're not wrong.
I'm gonna go with the angle of going out with somebody that likes you way more than you like them.
Right.
I've been on the side of going out with somebody that I liked way more than they liked me, and I knew it. That's no fun, and you waste a lot of money doing that. But I'm gonna take it from the other side because I think it's a funnier story. So I asked out a girl that I thought was cute, and it's one of those girls that you see from afar, and you're like, oh, she's really pretty. And then you get up close, and you're like, okay, maybe I should have done a drive-by before just to make sure I know what I'm purchasing. But I was already in too deep, and I asked her out. So we go on a date, and this is a horrible date. This is like the worst date. It was probably like in October, and at this point, you know this is not a person that you're going to end up with, but you're like, well, I already asked him out, so we got to go do something. So we went to the driving range to start, and then, of all places, she chose to go to Olive Garden to eat dinner, okay? By the second I got to the driving range and teed off, I was like, this date is shit, but I couldn't get out of it because she just was like, just so many questions. Just a million questions for me, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, yeah. I start to just be like, well, maybe I don't know this girl well enough. So, the date's going on. We get to dinner. I'm like, so do you like to travel? Have you been anywhere? Like, what's your like favorite places? And she's like, well, I've been to Idaho a couple times. I was like, yeah. Oh, I've totally forgot. I went to California for a week too. And she was just ecstatic, just ecstatic. And I was like, oh, okay, don't talk about places you've been. Okay, we're going to move on. Then she started to tell me, she's like, have you ever gotten Chinese food before? Like that ethnic dish, And I'm like, oh gosh, she's going to start telling me about Chinese food. Okay, yeah, I've gotten Chinese food before. She's like, well, you know those fortune cookies they give? Well, I believe in all of them, and I put them on a board in my room because I know that they are all true, and eventually they're all going to happen. I was like, oh, kill me. Please kill me. She was so serious too. I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, all right, whatever.
That's when you find a friend who knows where she lives, who'll go into her room and write in bed at the end of every single.
This would mortify this girl. That would have probably put her over the edge. So just because I like to induce pain on myself, we'd already talked about watching a movie after dinner. So we went back and watched a movie, and that movie couldn't end quick enough. I don't remember what the movie was. It ended, and she getting ready to go. I drop her off at her house, and I did not want to walk her up, but she did kind of that awkward pause, like take me to my door kind of thing. Oh my gosh, shit. Okay, walk up to the door. She gives me like the longest hug, and I'm just like trying to get out of it. And she's like, oh my gosh, okay, so I have like 10 movies that we got to watch. Okay, it would just be so great if we could maybe start tomorrow. Like, what do you think? I'm like, yeah, text me. So I said, text me. I drive home. The drive from her house to my house was literally 5 minutes. When I got home, it was one of those like 9 text message texts, and it was like, I had the most fun that I've ever had before on a date. You were just such a gentleman. And then continued to go into, now I have about 10 more movies that I was saying before that I was thinking that we could watch tomorrow. What do you think? We could meet at my place, and then we could get popcorn, and then we could get ice cream, and then we could watch a couple of these movies.
Oh my
I was like,
gosh.
girl, you're laying it on a little thick. This went on for a week. I didn't go out with her again, but she kept texting me like that every day. So I pawned her onto a buddy who she began to text like this incessantly and go out with him. He was into her for like 2 weeks, but then she kept trying to come back on the side and get me to go out with her at the same time. So that was a little awkward because I was living with my buddy that I pawned onto her. So she was sending us both these text messages that said she loved us and wanted to do a million things with us. Eventually, he forwarded me one of the texts she sent to him, and I sent it to her, and she's like, where'd you get this text message? I was like, I live with the guy you're texting. Are you retarded? She's like, you guys just keep playing games with me. You just are going to break a girl's heart if you keep going like this. I was like, girl, I've been trying to get rid of you for weeks. She was like the girl from Wayne's World, you know, the one that's like, we broke up.
Oh my
Are
gosh.
you mental? And she's, that was this girl. So,
Fun fact, this is the only girl that me and Ben have both taken out on a date.
that's right.
What?
Trifecta. Between Dave, me, and Tay. It's the one girl we all went on a date with. So,
That's right, the holy trifecta.
Oh god.
so yeah, sorry that story was a little longer than I anticipated it. But yeah, no, that was
good.
that was a date from hell.
I've got a quick story.
Oh boy.
Another date?
Yeah.
All right, let's hear it.
So, a while back, I took out this girl to a movie. I was kind of on the fence about taking her out, but I was like, why not? And so, I took her out, went to the movie. I think we saw Inside Out or something. I can't remember. So, anyway.
It's a real specific movie to remember, and then...
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, anyway. I drop her off at her house at the door. I was like, I had a good time. And she's like, do you want to come in and meet my family? and in my mind,
no,
I'm
I do
like,
not.
no. I don't want to meet your family. I have no interest in your family. And it turned out she had a big family party going on.
Oh, gee.
Yuck.
And so she brings me into her front room. Her dad's chilling on a recliner watching some like TV show. I don't know what it was. And she puts me right in front of the TV, and then her dad gets pissed off that I'm blocking his show.
You are a lanky
and-
individual.
I'm very tall.
You are one lanky mother effer.
Yes, it's true. And so I'm standing right in front of the TV. I'm like, hey, how's it going? And they're like, good. Why are you in here? I'm like, I don't know.
Trying to bang your daughter.
So anyway.
Oh, I would have paid you
didn't-
so much money if you would have said that in that very moment.
So let's just say we didn't have a second date. But that was a major
jeez.
turnoff for me.
Yeah.
She just plopped you in the middle of the carpet? Like in front of the TV?
Yes.
That's
Like
so
15
weird.
people.
Did she introduce you to people or just sit you there? Like,
Kind
hey, you
of.
just wait here.
I'm standing. I'm not even sitting.
I'm really curious what her motivation
God.
was for bringing you.
I have no idea. I didn't
She
ask
probably
her.
just wanted to piss off her father. Or I
You
don't
think
know.
I piss off dads?
Or Or I don't
Do
know.
you think I date trash?
I'm
Look
a
at the
father's
trash I can bring
dream.
into this house. Ha! Look at this white, lanky individual I brought home. Dad.
I've been told I'm not the dating type. I'm the marrying type. So parents love me. Okay?
Middle-aged women find Tay adorable.
They do. I'm dead serious. Middle-aged women and up think I am the sexiest thing since Jimmy
my
Stewart.
God.
Like,
Dude, you're looking at the wrong demographic. You need to be chasing cougs, man. You need to get out of the young things. You need the cougs.
it's funny you brought that up. I was talking about this last night with some friends, and I was like, I just need to marry a super rich 50-year-old lady and just
Don't we all?
ride that. You lesbian?
Keep going.
Okay. I'm going to take that as a maybe. So I'm like, ride the gravy train for 30 years. She dies. I take all of her money, and then I just start
and then
over.
you marry the young thing. It's a cycle.
Exactly.
It's an endless cycle.
I mean, the intimate times may not be good when she's 70 and I'm like
The fact
35.
you're worried about the intimate times, like at that point, I'd just be like, toss that out the window. Like this is not a thing we do.
No, she's like the sugar mama. She's gonna be like, you gotta, if you want it, you gotta get it.
Exactly. I have to earn it. I have to earn my keep. Ren is completely right.
Well, get working, buddy. Wow. Well, that's ages. Do you think age plays a factor in dating today? What's the weirdest split you guys have ever seen?
I saw a 60-year-old with a 32-year-old.
Man,
I haven't
old man.
Older man. His wife was pretty smoky.
Yep.
I haven't seen anything too crazy, but I've dated people that are probably too old for me.
Let's hear. How many more years were they than you?
That's like embarrassing.
Let's hear it.
Let's hear it.
Let's just say that like not old enough to be my dad, but old enough that my mom could not be his mom.
Okay, that's a weird window.
I get it though.
Right? It was
That's like
a
a
little weird. I don't
15-year
know.
swing if I'm doing my math correctly.
Yeah, ish. You're close.
Can we just get the age gap, please?
It's 12 and 13
Shit.
years, depending
Ooh.
But you're not still
Dang.
with him,
Yeah.
so he must not have had enough moolah in the bank account. So we understand.
on. That's
what
what
it
it was. Yeah.
I heard the rule is half your age plus 7.
Plus 7. Yeah, that's acceptable. I agree.
It works
I agree.
amazingly, like always. You can do it for anything, and it just is like, okay, yeah, I could see it. I could see it. So try it if you're in question, okay? There's a little wisdom from the podcast.
It doesn't work if you're 18 though. Actually,
still
might.
works.
It doesn't work when you're 10, but
No, because if you're 18,
It does.
it says 16 would be acceptable. And you think about it,
Is it
2-year
though?
gap, though.
Is
I have
it
a
though?
2-year gap between my wife and myself. It's really not that weird. The only thing is weird if you bang her and she says rape. And that's when you get in trouble with that 18-16 gap. Because it's a minor. Because it's
Oh
a
my
minor, okay?
Okay.
Statutory
Yeah.
rape.
Okay, I do have to say something that's funny. So, my sister had a guy. I made her screenshot these conversations and send them to me so I could send them into this funny Instagram place that just posts atrocious dating
Yes.
situations. But he just sends to her like a week before his birthday. He's like, "Hey, we got to get together before I turn 18."
Oh, gosh.
And I was like, "Hey, let's hook up before it's
Exactly,
statutory rape."
exactly.
That's exactly. She's 15. I was like, "You sicko." Ew.
No, there's creeps out there.
Just the fact that he knew, like, hey, in 3 days from now, nah, but tonight,
Hey, he's smart.
do it.
He knows
What
the
a
laws.
psycho. Gosh, you gotta watch out for the
Yeah,
creeps
so
out there, all
gross.
right, people?
Oh, I do. I have a good story
Yes.
about a really creepy guy. I think Taylor's heard this one. It's pretty quick. He's just weird. Okay, so he asked me out in person, which I respected, but also it was super manipulative because he asked me in front of like everyone we know, our entire like apartment complex of people, and so I'm gonna look like a real dick.
Yeah,
if
it's
I
a
say
bad
no,
play on the
right?
guy's part.
So I had to say yes. Anyway, I was not about this. He was weird. Just, I don't know. But anyway, we're planning the date, and I gave him the smallest window of opportunity because I knew that just from the beginning, like, nope, not happening. So I was like, well, we can go to a lunch date before work, or we can go after work. I get off at 9:30, and I have to be to bed by 10. You have that window of opportunity. So we do this literally. I kid you not. I was home 30 minutes. Like the date lasted 30 minutes. Okay, so yeah. So anyway, we're planning it out. He's like, okay, yep, we'll go get ice cream. Blah blah blah. Okay, sounds good. And he goes, oh wait, hey, real quick, just do you have a car by chance? And I was like, yeah, I have a car. What is it with me freaking dating guys who need rides home?
A lot of bums out there.
Anyway, I'm like, I have a car. Yeah. And I was like, do you not have one? He's like, yeah, I don't have a working car right now. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I pick him up, and I knew that it wasn't so much that he didn't have a working car as it was that he just didn't have a freaking car. So I was like, what happened to your car? Knowing full well he didn't have one. I just wanted to hear him say it because I'm
No, that's
really
freaking amazing.
person. Anyway. Yeah, so I
to the
pull that
fire.
out of him and just make him feel stupid. Right? Okay, so anyway, the whole date is full of like, are you from Tennessee? Because you're the only 10 I see. Like, he's just pounding these jokes out one after another after another. Like, did you fall from heaven? Are you an angel? Or did you... There's just all these stupid ones, okay? And those jokes, like, they're bad, they're lame, but they have a punchline. They're like dad jokes. You're like, ha ha, good one, whatever. Like, you move on, okay? But then he said some shit that I was just like, no, that's not a thing. And I'm not going to let it fly. So we get back to the apartment, and I'm parking the car, and he just goes, talk about cardio. And I said, what? And he goes, get it? Car-dio? I said, yeah, you can't just take the first 3 letters of a word and make that into a joke.
What's the
somehow.
frickin'
that's
joke?
That's not a joke.
What's the
I was
joke?
parking my car, and he goes, talk about cardio. Exactly. That's
There's
the
no
problem.
joke.
He's
This
so
is putting
weird.
words like,
Okay.
oh, that's a word in a word.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
And I had to call him and just be like, no, that's not a thing. So then we're walking back to the apartment, and he notices my wristwatch, and he goes, I like your watch. Talk about
This
watch yourself.
guy.
And I'm like, is this kid going to make me into a skin suit right here and right now? Like, am I going to make it back? It's so bad. And then, okay, this happened earlier in the day, but I
This
still
sounds
have
like
to
the
mention
worst like comic book villain ever made.
it. Right? Talk about watch yourself. Okay, so he asked me how my day was. This was earlier in the day, and I just explained to him just briefly how I just had a rough day. I had a problem with this employee at work, blah, blah, blah. And something to which your natural response would be like, oh, that sucks, or dang it. Like, if I told you, like, Taylor, if I told you I had a bad day, you'd be like, dang it, that sucks. What he said was, Bob Saget. And I said, Bob Saget. He goes, yeah, you've never heard that before? And I said, I know who Bob Saget is, but I don't know how Full House applies to the shitty day.
Well, it would be worse if you have to watch Full House after your shitty day. But keep going.
Maybe. But okay, and so maybe that's a thing. I don't know. I've never heard it. Either way, not something to gamble with, like on a first date. Like, oh, you had a rough day. Bob
I
Saget.
feel like this guy had literally all these jokes he rehearsed in front of a mirror. Like he was gonna do like a stand-up.
He did.
And
100%.
then he's just like, oh, I keep falling. I can't do it.
He's killing
no,
it.
No, but it's not working.
Killing it.
He really thinks he's killing it.
Oh,
no,
and
he
so
thinks
Bob
he's
Saget's
doing
is
it,
just
but,
like
oh my
knock it
gosh,
out of the
was
park joke. Like, this is gonna make her just go nuts.
That's the gut buster.
Oh, but anyway, that was that. It's so creepy. So I was just cringing the whole night. And like I said, it lasted 30 minutes because I drove and I was in control. And so I was like, well, this was
I actually
fun.
want to meet this guy. I feel like we could
Bye.
use him on the podcast.
It's so funny. I told my sister that story, and she goes, Wren, I love him. She's like, I think he's
He sounds
amazing.
kind of
I
like a
love him
robot.
too.
Not like a real person, just like something you'd bring to a party, and he'd be like, "Party, talk
Even
about
weirder,
party
yeah.
house." Talk about
Talk about
watch
yourself.
yourself.
Like,
It
oh,
just takes the word, it makes a new sentence out of it. That's not a joke.
as if that's a
though.
joke.
Oh.
Like, it's just clear that he can't freestyle. Like, he had a bunch saved up in his repertoire. Like I said, he pounded through them one after another, like, so fast that he was like,
So was
okay,
he saying?
what do I do now?
Was
She's
he
gotta
saying
watch
these,
out.
like to you, like the like 010, like Tennessee, like whatever you said before? Was he saying them to you, or is he just like saying like, oh,
Yeah.
this is a funny joke,
Yes.
like I want to tell you?
No. He was saying them to me, one after another. Yeah, like, not sharing it as if it was a funny joke, but yeah, directly
like,
hey, baby.
He dropped
you're
like a
from
sugar
Tennessee.
packet on the ground and was like, "You dropped your name tag, sugar," and winked at you. Oh my!
Exactly. Exactly.
Did he say D's nuts at any point during the date?
That's how the
No,
date should have ended,
no.
with just some crazy sexual innuendo that he drops in this like pun form.
You going to bed? Yeah, with D's
He's
nuts.
just like
Oh, I would have married him
that's
right
what
then
every
and there
girl's
if he
waiting
did that.
for. Just the guy just.
D's nuts.
Every girl's waiting for D's
Oh,
nuts.
See, I wonder how many times this guy tried that routine with girls. Like that's.
Oh, apparently a lot. I talked to other girls in my apartment complex, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, him? Yes, he did the same thing to me. Asked me out in a public place where I couldn't say no. Like he has it down. He knows what he's doing."
Can I guess?
I think he's smart because he knows he wouldn't get as many dates if he tried it on his own.
Oh, he's leveraging. He's smart.
Oh,
He's leveraging.
jeez.
Can I guess what this guy looked like?
Yeah, go ahead.
Was he tall?
Are you gonna
Yeah,
say
I'm
the
gonna
whole
s-
description
No,
first?
I'm
or
just
do you
gonna
want me
say, was he tall?
no.
Oh, okay.
He was
frick.
he was probably 3 inches shorter than me.
Oh, yeah, it's just even better.
It gets a lot better once you know what he looks like.
I'm imagining like a Jim Carrey, lanky, tall guy that's just over exaggerating
No.
everything, completely off. Just like a little guy,
He's a little guy.
You have a picture of him?
A little chubby.
a little chubby little guy.
Yeah, he wears an open plaid short sleeve t-shirt over a white t-shirt
Okay.
every single time I've ever seen
Okay,
him.
that was gonna be my guess though, for real, with the plaid shirt being a short
Stop.
sleeve. I really was. I didn't have the white T-shirt for sure, but I knew it was some kind of button-up bullshit. Oh my gosh, yes.
That's a good band name, Button Up Bullshit.
That's
I like
right.
that.
Did he have curly hair?
No, well, maybe if it was longer.
Yes, I imagine Jufro on this dude.
It's not quite Jufro, but
Did he sleek his hair back?
no, it was just kind of long and messy. He had really small pinkies, which I thought was an interesting
Small
quality.
I would thought you were gonna go
Hand-
somewhere
Yeah,
else with that.
hands,
Small
hands,
hands.
really small pinkies. Yeah, rest of his hands pretty normal size, unusually pointy and small pinkies.
You gotta
Kinda
stop. The
some
way
sort
you
of-
said that, you're just teasing us.
Oh my gosh. That's how we should have ended it. You know what they say about guys with small pinkies? Big penis. Just like that. That didn't work at all. No, I know. I'm working on that one. Dang it.
That's a joke he would have told.
Ugh.
Oh my gosh, that would have been perfect.
Frick. Well, we try not to be like descriptive of where we live or what people's names are, but I feel like you should just expose this man right now so we could have the pleasure of looking him up and talking.
We
to him.
don't care about
I'm
him.
just kidding. I'm just kidding. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't.
Okay, fine. I'll be nice.
This guy's
I'll be nice. I
hilarious
shouldn't
though.
do that.
Oh man. Wow.
Don't you want to be best friends?
I don't want to be best friends with him, but I'd like to maybe talk to him.
There's something about the
He seems like an
confi-
interesting character.
There's confidence
Right?
in that though. Like he's willing to
Yeah.
ask out girls in front of other girls because they know they
Yeah.
won't say no because they're not savages all the time, and he takes them on dates. He does this routine that is just unbearable, and he has to know it by now, but he keeps doing it. It's just, it's kind of inspiring.
It's also funny too. He had this like softness, this kind of calming gentleness to his voice that had he been good looking would have been super soft and warm and inviting, but because of who he was, made him seem that much more like a serial killer.
Awesome.
Like just very like, are you from Tennessee? 'Cause you're the only 10 I see. Like it was so unbelievably creepy. But oh man.
So when you're pulling up at some gas station in Kansas and it's like on the news TV screen at the gas station, his face pops up for not seducing, but killing 20 women. And they'll say, and his catchphrase was
unsuccessfully.
whatever. I wish I was clear.
Watch yourself.
Watch yourself. Ladies with watches were the primary target. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Well, I hope he has a thriving stand-up
Me
career.
too.
I hope so
Me
too.
too. He's an inspiration. Damn. Well, that's great. Well, guys, you got any other hot takes on dating? I'm an old married piece of garbage now, so I have nothing more to say on the topic.
Tell us. Let's leave on a positive note of like some words of encouragement and advice from the one person who's gotten it right out
Oh.
of this.
He doesn't have it.
He does have
I know
it.
he doesn't.
He's got it.
Tay, I
Yeah.
have the key to your happiness. All right?
He's definitely got it. You don't get someone that looks like his wife and not
Boom!
have it. Like
I didn't want to say it,
he locked
but I
it
got a
in.
hot wife.
Yeah,
All right.
an extremely.
Thank
hot
you,
wife,
Wren.
yeah.
You know what it comes down to, and you guys already said it. It's just being vulnerable, dating. You just have to be yourself, and that's super cliche to say, but nobody does it. Everyone goes into a date pretending to be something or acting a way they think the person will respond best to. And at the end of the day, you just got to be like you're on the podcast. Just a jackass, just relentless. You don't care what people think. And that's seriously my success story, was just being persistent and being just because here's the truth. If you take a rom-com and you watch a man stalk a woman with light, fun music and cool montages and he's handsome, it's cute. But if you change the music and make him linger just a little too long at the window or at the cafe, he's a freaking murderer / serial killer. And that's what you have to remember with dating, is that you're kind of stalking a person until they eventually go, okay, you're good enough, I guess. I will sign my life over to you. And that's when that all happens. So, yeah, I tried to stay positive, and it just got creepy and weird. So, but it's true, though. Think about every movie and just change the music. There's a fine line between creep and charming. So...
Well, it's interest. Straight up, if a guy talked to me the same, two different guys who look different, and it's just if I'm attracted to one and not the other, they could do the exact same things as far as trying to approach me and date me, and I would think one is the most charming, sweet thing ever, and the other one's a creep. So,
and that is why dating sucks.
So you got to toe the line. You got to find the right mix for yourself. Maybe a few less dick jokes at the end of your puns. You know, maybe that's your success. Taylor, maybe you need to click the call button and not the send button, and you'll get a few more girls.
I think
and
you're right.
You just need to date guys with cars. You know, I don't know. Wear a parka. Something.
Should be a requirement.
It's all shit show. It's all big shit show.
When they ask you out, you say, "Show me the Carfax."
Driver's license. Check. Credit card. Check. What's your credit limit?
Seriously.
I'm going ham at this dinner. That's what you need to say.
I'm going to buy the most expensive thing on the menu.
Okay, for
so
real,
you know
Wren,
I'm bored.
we have an assignment for you from the podcast, okay? Okay, you need to go on a date
Okay.
with a guy in the next few months, okay? You can
Okay.
target this guy, so you can get a little flirty with him, you know, just to get him to ask you out. And then frickin' just drop the hammer and start ordering stuff like crazy at dinner. And see how he reacts. Like,
Bankrupt
just go
him.
ham. Just be like, I think we want to start with an appetizer. Oh, get me that special lemonade, but can you add that extra strawberry for the extra charge? Like, add the guac, add the bacon, get the dessert, and just see how he handles it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, wait. I have to tell one quick story about someone handling that like a boss. So my dad had this biatchy girlfriend in high school, and they went to prom, and she was mad at him over some bull crap. But she ordered literally the most expensive thing on the menu, like to the point where my dad's friends were like, "Hey, dude, like, do you need me to pitch in? Like, I'll help you pay for that. Like, what are you gonna do?" And he just goes, "Nope." And he turns to the waitress. He goes, "I will have a glass of water and a plate of saltine crackers." And just made her feel like a complete.
So that could be
dick.
you.
And
That
it
could
was
be
awesome.
You. It might be. Find that guy that's
Yeah.
like really like wanting to please though. Like, oh yeah, I treat my ladies right on
Right.
my dates. Just freaking like a football player or something.
That would be insane. Yeah, because they're notoriously awesome,
I'm trying
the
to think.
best,
Oh,
not
yeah.
douchey.
That's what TV told me. Okay. If you happen to fall into a situation where you could pull this off, like you find a guy that's been
Okay.
a dick to one of your friends and he doesn't know you know,
Oh,
like you
all
could
right.
pull that little 1-2 on him. So
Oh, that'd
we're
be
bad
great.
people on
Okay.
Jack and No Trades. That's what we're all about.
I love it.
Well, you guys. Well,
Yes,
Wren,
we
thank
are.
you so much for being on the show today.
Thanks for having me, guys. This is fun.
We're glad to have a female voice here because we need
Yeah, I'm
it.
sorry it had to be mine because I sound like a dying hyena. But
No, as far as voices go, Wren, you have a very soft, delightful voice to the ear. So thanks for coming on.
oh, I don't know.
Yes,
Thank
it's
you.
it's great radio voice.
Unlike
It's-
Tay's
thanks,
voice,
guys.
Tay's voice is shit. So, but
Welcome to 99.5.
do you,
How are we doing
do
today?
your Smash Mouth impression right now.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.
That's Tay right there. That's the.
You got to get to the point where I can go with the record. And can scratch
Never
it.
know if you don't go. You never shine if you don't glow.
If you guys want to know what
can't.
Tay looks like, just imagine a skinnier, taller version of that Guy Fieri, whatever the lead of Smash Mouth is. That's what Tay looks like.
Yep.
Spiked hair, bleached tips, the full deal.
Oh, yeah. Puka
Yeah.
shell necklace. The whole thing.
Well, good luck,
And remember that I'm a black woman.
always.
Yes.
Giant black woman. Hey, everybody out there, Jack and No Trades, good luck in your dating lives. Hopefully this helped. It probably didn't, but hey, we wish you the best. All right, we're out. Peace.